Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching my videos. My webcam is broke. That's why you will only see, well, you'll see something. There'll be a picture up on the screen, but there won't be an actual video of me while I'm talking. But audio is just as good. You don't need to look at me anyways. This video, we will be going over what is racism and what is not racism, and how this country uses the race card constantly as a tool for revenge. It's not even used properly anymore. Elijah Cummings has accused the president, along with everybody else that's backing this man up from Baltimore, as being a racist. Donald Trump is a racist. Forget the fact he's done wonderful things for black people. Forget the fact that black people will even stand up for him and say that he's not. If you talk to the right ones instead of watching CNN and getting their one-sided bias reporting, there's plenty of black people out there that have gone on record as stating he is definitely not a racist. And coming from a black person, they will vouch for him. Oh, but let's forget that. CNN is too involved in doing the one-sided biased reporting, and that's why they're fake news. They're all one-sided. Is anybody ever defending Trump on their shows? No. No side for Trump is on there. It's completely one-sided. Everybody on there is anti-Trump. They hate him. They've hated him from day one. They never wanted him in office, and they're still pouting because their precious Hillary did not get into office. And that is the reason they're still pouting. They've hated this man from day one, before he ever made his first decision. The fact that he won when all the polls said that he shouldn't have. That's when they hated him. The second it was announced he won anyways. And they've been after him with a bloody vengeance ever since. Now, let's get to the meat of the subject. The President of the United States, Mr. Donald Trump, and if he ever listens to this video, I just want to say I am backing you, Mr. President, 100%. You are excellent. Okay, let's get on. Donald Trump is not a racist. None of the comments he's made about Baltimore or other places being shitholes or however you want to put it, these are not racist statements. The racism card is now played by anybody who wants revenge for something you said that is the truth, and they cannot take it. They cannot handle the truth. But the truth is the truth. You don't play the racist card just because you want to get back at them. So you're going to go ahead and slander their character and drag it through the mud and try to convince the United States that this person is a racist. Because that's the filthiest thing you could call somebody, next to being a pedophile or maybe a murderer. But it's a disgusting thing to be called. Saying that Baltimore is rat-infested or parts of it is a shithole, that's not a racist. Ladies and gentlemen, this is describing how something visually appears to the naked eye. I've been in plenty of parts of Baltimore. I've been there myself. I never lived there, but I've been there. And they are indeed parts of it, not everything. They are indeed shitholes. There's plenty of shitholes in every state. I've been through a lot of states in my traveling days across the country, and I've seen many parts of many different cities across this great nation that are indeed shitholes. They're scum. I wouldn't want to live there. I wouldn't even want to walk down the street in broad daylight in some of these neighborhoods. Trash everywhere. They look filthy. But it's not a slander against the people. Now listen very carefully to my words. Listen. It's not about the people who live there. It's about the visual conditions, what you see with the naked eye, how something appears when you look at it. You can say, wow, this neighborhood is trashy, because you see trash all over the street and everything's run down. There's There's a graffiti spray painted all over the walls. I mean, what else are you going to say? Oh, wow, this is a beautiful town. Come on, people. That would be lying. Millions and millions upon hundreds of millions of Americans use this phrase every day. I'm around people. I don't live under a rock. I hear what they say. Tons of people say it. The blacks say it. The whites say it. The Vietnamese say it. Japanese say it. Chinese say it. Everybody says it. The Mexicans say it. When they see horrible places, I hear this phrase all the time. Oh, man, that place is a shithole, dude. I would never want to live there. A lot of people use this phrase. This is common in America. But if you're the president, you have the highest office of the land, and you say it, oh, you're a racist. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, you're so racist. Saying something like that about where Elijah Cummings lives. Oh, that's so racist to say it's rat. No, stop right there, people. Come on, get a brain. Get a brain, people. This has nothing to do with racism at all. Not one bit. Now, if he would have said Elijah Cummings is a filthy black man and I cannot stand black men, now that is a racist statement. If Trump would have said something like that. He didn't. He never said anything like that and directed it towards Cummings personally. Talking about a place where somebody lives is not racist. You're describing the place, not the person. Did Trump say Elijah Cummings personally was a trashy person? No. He was talking about areas of the city being rat-infested, shitholes, or however you want to say it. He's telling the truth. Go there and look at some of these places. I've been there. I've been to Baltimore. Like every other city, they have their bad parts that do look like shitholes. They're run down and rat-infested and crime-infested and all this stuff. It's not a slander against the people who live there. It's not a slander at all. It's called the damn truth. The truth is the truth, people. When you see graffiti all over the walls and the crime rate's so bad that police don't even want to go down certain neighborhoods and all this stuff, you can honestly say, man, this place is terrible. This is trashy. This is a shithole, man. And if you see rats everywhere, you can say, man, this place is rat infested. All you're doing is telling the damn truth. But because he tells the truth, and the truth happens to be something that they do not like because they cannot handle the truth. Oh, Trump is a racist. Oh, Trump is a racist. And now CNN is running wild with it because they're the most anti-Trump, most president-hating, hate-spouting, president-bashing network that we've ever had the displeasure of having available on our TV. They ought to ban this network. CNN should be TBN, Trump Bashing Network, or the Trump Bashing Channel, whatever. All they do is rip into Trump and accuse him of racism 24/7 for every single thing that comes out of his mouth that has nothing at all to do with racism, but is simply the truth. And now he's a racist because he said to Omar and the other ladies, go back to your own country. This is a phrase hundreds of millions of Americans use. I use it myself, and I'm not a racist at all. My family has used it. Friends I know have used it. It's very common to tell somebody that has a bad attitude about this country, look, if you don't like it, go back to the country you came from. That's not racist. Again, it's called telling the truth. This Omar does not like Israel. She hates it. She's made it known. She said horrible remarks about it. She's made bad remarks about this country. And this is the whole context that CNN will not give you. All they want to give you is the quote and then say, oh, he's a horrible racist because they hate Trump and have since day one. because they wanted their precious Hillary to win. And Hillary didn't win. So now they're pissed. And it's get Trump 24/7. Any way we can. We'll accuse him of being racist. We'll accuse him of being this, that, and the other. We'll twist everything he says. We'll play the racism card. This has to stop. But because of all the things that Omar said about America and Israel, that was the whole reason. There was a lot of things that built up to it that had to do with the reason Trump said what he said. Basically, look, I've had enough of this. If you don't like it, go back to where you came from. That was basically the gist of it. But they took a statement and completely out of its context, ignored and did not report about all the things that she said, Omar, in the past that built up to this as the reason why Trump said what he said, why he said it. You don't hear that because CNN doesn't want you to know that. Oh no, they want you to think that the definition of a racist is telling people to go back where they came from. That's not a definition of a racist unless you are telling them to go back to where they came from because you don't like their particular race or skin color. Did Trump tell Omar this? Did the words, "go back to your own country because I cannot stand your race," come out of the president's mouth? He didn't say that. It had nothing to do at all with Omar's race or where she's from or nothing. Nothing about that. He was fed up with what she's saying and look, basically, if you don't like it, then go back to the country where you came from. He was telling the truth. And the truth is the truth. You cannot change the truth. This has nothing to do with racism at all. I don't think a single idiot on CNN knows what the true definition of a racist even is. So I close with that. I hope you've enjoyed this information, and I stand behind Donald Trump 100%. And he is not a racist in my book. I don't see anything he's ever said as attacking people solely based on their race. He has never done this. He only speaks the truth.